Guys, welcome. We are live. Tyler, John, how are you guys doing?
Good. Training in this heat is something else. Like it's hot here in Indiana, and I can't imagine what it's like in Texas right
It's
now.
John Young weather.
And no, y'all don't even know, man. I don't think we've seen 95 degrees for like 2 months. It's been above 95 every single day.
Travis, how you doing, buddy? Brian, draw your dagger. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean,
Speaking of Vindicate,
it's been hot. Yeah, Vindicate.
Speaking of Vindicate, go buy one of my Travis Mayer t-shirts while you got a chance.
Is it up on the site?
It is up on the site.
So,
Also, use promo code SPIN 15% off.
That's
Vindicate.
right. That's right. Let's see if I can find it here for everybody. There it is.
How hot's it been there, John? Oh man.
Mark it, dude.
Little shot at John. I was like, this is too good not to make a shirt off of. So there you go. Everybody who was here last episode.
So let me read you. This is the temperature through Monday, okay? So today the temperature was 100.
Thanks,
tomorrow's 103. Friday's 101, 100, 101, 102. That's the week.
Is it humid or is it dry right now?
No, it's so the evenings are drier, the mornings are humid. Most of the time it feels about 110. That's what the heat index says. And that's with like 103. It's usually about 7 degrees.
Do they cancel youth sports?
No. So, football is out there for 2 hours every day, man.
So youth soccer is canceled. All practices, all games since Monday. We had my youngest.
Where do you live at?
In Nashville, Tennessee. It was like, I think it's gotten up to like mid 90s. And, and my youngest son had a game at 7:30 Monday night. So it was going to be like in the 80s, right? Maybe high 80s, but still in the 80s. Sun is down, canceled because of extreme heat and high heat index.
Bro, we relished like working, like I remember being in football practice and like chewing dudes out who quit halfway through because it's just too hot. And it's like, yeah, we'd bully dudes who quit in the middle of practice like that.
We've gotten soft, and if we put the games down in Texas, saddle up because they're all gonna.
Well, they're not known for their soccer, so maybe they're canceling soccer here too. I don't know.
Are you pretty heat tolerant, John? Like you don't have a problem training?
Yeah. No, we talked about this at the cold plunge. I'm great in the heat. I can run for hours. I can go, like, the heat does not change me one bit, and it changes everybody else. So it makes me seem better, like fitter, because fitter people than me are worse in the heat, and I'm the same. Now, cold weather, I'm the biggest pansy ever. Like I'm really, really bad in cold weather. So it works the exact opposite. I'm talking like if I was a hard work pays off athlete, I would not train with Matt in Vermont because it was in Vermont. It would just be too much. I'm a big
sorry, Matt. Hard pass.
Yeah, you're
too cold.
Sorry, you have to miss out on that, Matt. I know you're heartbroken by it, but.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm a heavy sweater. Like I sweat like crazy. And so heat just doesn't affect me the way it affects other people. I think like training for football, like
you knocked your you knocked the cord on your mic. It's got all staticky.
Is it?
Damn. Kenneth DeLapp does not understand this shirt. So go watch Big Lebowski.
Explain it to him, Tyler.
Do you understand?
So last week,
why their Travis Mayer is top 5? Maybe that's what he doesn't understand.
You am I staticky now?
You're much better.
Okay, cool. So last week I said that Travis Mayer was going to be top 5 in the games, and John didn't see eye to eye with that. And I said mark it down. Travis Mayer would be top 5.
I think the world doesn't see that.
And I don't agree. T-shirt sales say different.
And why is he top 5 next year?
Because he's amazing.
Because he had 3 extra months of training.
We never, yeah, he's had a whole year off rehab. He's never had this long off. And then also, like, if the style, my main argument, we didn't dive into this last week, but my main argument is the style of programming that we're now seeing, I think fits him much better than any other year before. So that's why I like it. But John didn't agree.
I'm curious to know what style of programming fits him such that he could be top 5.
Is Maxwell Hodge programming the games next year? We don't know that.
What does he suck at, John?
Travis, nothing. And that's why he's not great at anything either.
He's good at wall balls.
He's very good at wall balls.
A lot of wall balls.
Travis's superpower, and you got me there. Travis might be the best wall baller in the whole wall ball kingdom.
I like it. I don't think he had any, like, he would have had 2 terrible events this year. I think he holds together well. I think, like, he's an athlete through and through. And I've told you guys my bias for athletes, like people who are just athletically more gifted and more built like athletes. And I think he's one. And so
it helps that he's with Training Tank. So
no, that has nothing to do with it.
Sarah Cooper, when can we get a barbell spin shirt? So I messaged Travis like a couple weeks ago. If he's watching, we need to get back on that and get those going. We might do a pre-sale here very, very soon.
I get asked about this shirt anytime I go to the gym. People want one.
Nice. So Travis, hopefully you're still watching. Let's do it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Kenneth didn't understand the mayor part. So there it is. There it is. Colton, Wad Zombie 499. Colton is doing rope climbs in the snow while John is in his couch in his Snuggie.
100%. Yep. I'm not even going to combat that. I think me and Colton have, I think I'd like to think that I have a similar mentality to Colton. Not when it comes to cold weather. It's bad. I don't even, all the hate you want, I'll accept it because it's bad.
Yep. See, Jackie wants a barbell spin shirt. So Travis, let's get on it. And stickers. I have stickers. Hopefully, I don't know if they ran out of them at the games or not. I had some there, but I do have stickers. So when we do get the shirts up, order a shirt, you get a sticker. How about that? All right. So this is a kind of a weird time of the season. Everybody's on vacation. They're all resting up. But this Friday, if you want to compete in the off season at the Rogue Invitational, you have to do a bunch of workouts, and Rogue has released the workouts. So we're gonna go through them and see what we think of them, and maybe who might do well. It looks like Colton might do it. I saw Christine Colenbrander was mentioning that she was possibly considering doing it. So some big name athletes who are just outside the top 15 could be there. So top 15 of the games make it. And outside of that, you got to qualify. So top 5 on the online qualifier get an automatic invite.
And it does backfill, correct? So say Yella Hosta does not do it, and then it would backfill to Noah, correct?
Generally speaking, last year they invited like Carolyn Prevost because she's been there before. They invited her before, I think a few others, or maybe she got like the 5th pick. And then they invited Andy Thorstadter as one of them, of one of the declined. And then Matilda Garnes got an invite. She was the 6th in the online qualifiers, but she was also near the next invite on the games too. But like Paige Semenza was skipped over for, I think, Ellie Turner last year or something like that. So it's kind of the Rogue's discretion. Obviously, like if somebody on the men's side says no, they'll go to Noah, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, Noah Olsen's,
so they have their favorites then. So I could see them skipping Spencer for Colton.
Maybe.
If they skip
That would
Paige,
suck.
It would. I don't think they should do that, quite frankly. But
Well, it would just suck if you were Colton. You do the qualifier, and then they're like, "Well, we can backfill to you anyway." That would kind of.
Yeah.
What did I do all this work for?
Well, Colton would have. I think Colton would have qualified last year, but he didn't weigh his plates. Remember, like Travis Mayer didn't weigh it. Cornway didn't weigh his plates. So a lot of those guys got caught up in that, and remember the leaderboard was just all over the place because of validating and
That's right.
And things like that. So
it's not hard for these guys to do 4 workouts either, Tyler. I don't think he's, especially at this time of the year, I don't think he cares. They're just good workouts.
I mean, that's a good point. It would just suck if you knew you could rest up and not have to do some stuff. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't really affect them the same.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if any of those that kind of just missed out go for it on the women's side. Like Olivia Kerstetter qualified last year through the queue. But you have Jamie Simmons, Paige Semenza, Shelby Neal, Elisa Fuliano. They're kind of all in that area. So
ain't no way Bethany does rogue.
No, I doubt it. If the goal is the games, you don't go back and test your back at rogue.
I don't know that this
a month later.
Smart for me to say, but I don't know that I would do rogue unless I was like not going to half sandbag it, but not put a full effort into it, which would be so hard to do. Would you guys? Really, anyone? I mean,
so if I'm Jeff Adler, I think I can win $100,000. That's worth it.
Maybe, yeah. It's just if you're outside of that, why do it? How far do they pay down? How far did they pay down last time?
Rogue pays all the way down.
They all get paid, and they all get a stipend to travel there.
Yeah.
They make it worth your while. They really do.
You get the hotel for free, and then they give you a stipend to travel.
I would agree with you, Tyler, if I had done it already. That's caveat 1. And then 2, if I did not think that I had a chance at being top 3 or, where the big money is, right? Because obviously the top 3 get paid a lot, and then it's not a lot the rest of the way down. Even though they all get paid, it's not a lot, right? So I think if I had a chance to podium, that's literally a year's salary, right? If you're Adler, Chandler always does good at rogue. Rogue is Chandler's, that's his games. I know he had the best games he's probably had this year, but he always does good at rogue. If you're Vellner, if you're Justin, those guys, if you think you could be top 3 at rogue and just think you can be, right, then I think it's worth your while. Or if you've never been before, right? Jack Farlow, Olivia Kerstetter last year. Those people, if you've never been before, you're just going for the experience. And that's such a good experience because you're competing with literally the best in the world because they do this competition. Go ahead.
It's a part of part of the reason I say that is because last year, you remember that the athletes kind of got ticked off because there was 10 events and it was pretty hard programming. And I was like, damn, we didn't realize we were training for the games here. And so
it's the second biggest competition in the whole entire circuit.
I agree, but it's I think that my opinion is a little bit swayed by that. I don't know if I want to grab the heater again. You know what I mean?
So I think if I'm Brent, I wouldn't do it. Rogue, it does not line up well for Brent, the workouts program. If I'm Yonakoski, I don't do it. If I'm Dallin, I might consider it because Dallin might be I think I could podium at Rogue. And make some noise.
And Roman's not going to compete.
Roman's obviously not going to compete, but I would say for Roman to do it if he was healthy because he's If I'm Jay Crouch, I wouldn't do it. If I'm Lazar, I wouldn't do it. If I'm Host, I wouldn't do it. If I'm BKG, I wouldn't do it.
I know Luca's doing the qualifier, so they want to come over together.
Luke Parker?
Part-time, huh? His brother, Luca. Lazar's brother, Luca.
Oh, okay.
I know he's doing the qualifier. So my guess is that they want to come over together. If Luca qualifies, there's no way Lazar sits there and declines it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But BKG is still dealing with. I'm sure he's still dealing with an back injury. It's not worth it to come back.
Hey, Brian, it's bad. It's really bad.
It is bad. Wait a second here.
Rebooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bailey Martin should go just because I want to see more of Bailey Martin. But I think it's a legitimate thought, especially I wonder if they peel back the programming a little bit from last year. Like they don't quite go so hard. I mean, I know they
I don't
still
think
want to
they
do
will,
cool
man.
stuff. You don't think they will?
No, I think they want to be that competition. I think Rogue is like there's the games, there's Rogue, and then there's the Wadapaloozas, the probably the two Wadapaloozas now,
Yep.
and then Dubai. Like then there's those like big competitions, but they're not what Rogue is, and they haven't been the way they pay money. Rogue has been. I feel like Rogue has been trying to separate themselves from the rest of the field, and then obviously the games is always the games. But I think they want to be like that.
I remember the thought last year, was because we were in some weird waters last year at this time. Like questions about CrossFit were coming up. Can we make it? Like what? Are there other players that we can? And the thought was lurking in the back of my head, like, is Rogue moving to 10 events a slow play to basically just absorb the game space, like become, the competition? And so now that it seems like that might not be the play anymore. Do they back off or do they just stay as is? I mean, I liked the event last year. It's just, I think people were caught off guard. They weren't ready for that.
Yeah, that was a beatdown. I mean, they threw a lot at them, and but I think it's a great test for those who need better competition experience or more experience. Like I think it was great, even though Olivia didn't do well overall. I think it helped show her what it takes to compete at that that level. You saw Jorge Fernandez; he got a taste of what it's like to compete as an individual, and now he's going individual next year. So I think we'll see a lot of that type of athlete going out there and trying to do that qualifier. Yeah. Austin Hartman, I want to see Jorge Fernandez go again. I could see him wanting to do the qualifier, put himself back up there. I saw a comment, from Nick Wadzombie. SoCal Wadapalooza is going to mix everything up. So next year it's in September. Like,
I see.
They want to do that.
I think it's a different market play, though. I think they're going to try to do some stuff that we've not really seen before, or they're going to try to add some things that are more fun. I don't think it's going to be Wadapalooza in the way that we think about Wadapalooza right now. They know that they're going to make athletes have to choose between them and Rogue, and I don't see Loud and Live wanting to have that fight with the Rogue.
I mean, I think you'll still get a lot of the community athletes want to go. I just don't know if you're a top 15 athlete that goes to Rogue, do you want to do both?
No
way.
There's absolutely no way. What? Don't do Rogue then. Like you're setting yourself up for failure. Like Rogue is the freaking, like, you might as well call it the games. I know people aren't like, Rogue is bad, man. It's all of the best people do Rogue, right?
Those workouts last year, I was like, I don't know that I would want to do half of these. They were hard. Like back to back, any of them individually were dope, but back to back like that, I was like, "There's no way." I would feel so terrible.
Which ones in particular are you thinking about?
Well, it was the run that they had to do, and then do everything else. I was like, I know how terrible. Like my recoveries after runs it always takes me like a day and a half to get recovered back from a long run, just because I'm not a runner. But after that,
I recover great after runs, man. I'm recovering while I'm running. That's how slow I'm running all the time.
It's easy when you're walking. So anyway,
what do you guys think about this? Justin could change his career's narrative with a good showing at Rogue.
How? I need more in depth than that.
If he comes out and wins, beats Adler, beats Fellner
by 200 points,
he just wins. Like, does that make you feel better about?
I think if he wins, then he's in the running for the games.
If he comes and he finishes 10th,
then he's what I think he is now.
He's done.
I don't think he's done. Rogue's different than the games. Chandler's good at Rogue, and he's traditionally not good at the games. I know he was good this year.
He finished
But
second.
I just said he was good. It was the best year he could have ever asked for. But traditionally, he's two different people in those two competitions. If Justin were to win, then the three people that we think are in the running as of right now are like that I said. I don't know how you guys feel, but I would put Justin in that category. I would say, man, it was just a bad competition. He's right there in it with them. That's if he wins Rogue, because he would have beaten Jeff. He would have beaten Vellner. Like, I think he's going to beat all of the best guys in what I would argue not as good of a workouts traditionally for him than regular games people. But if he gets anything outside of third, if he gets fourth or lower, then he's what I think he is, and I would have him fifth in the games. And then if he gets 10th, then yeah, I'd probably have him like eighth through 10th in the games. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think whatever he does at Rogue is probably what he is at the games, like legitimately this year at Rogue. Whatever he does is probably what he would be at the games. Like as of 2024, what I would think he would be. I mean,
unless he wins, you don't.
No, he's in the running if he wins.
Okay.
And for me, I know maybe not for Tyler, but for me, he's in the running to win it if he wins at Rogue. Rogue. I mean, who won Rogue the last 2 years? The winner of the freaking CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it was close last year, though. Remember?
And what about before that? Yes, Matt
same.
Fraser killed everybody, right? Like I think Rogue is a very good indicator of who's who at the games. Except you have there's certain oddities, but generally it's a good indicator about games people. See, Danielle Brandon works the other way. Danielle Brandon is bad at Rogue. She's always been bad at Rogue, and then she's way better at the games. So there's certain oddities, but in general. And Justin fits this. Rogue's a good indicator. Go ahead, Tyler. Sorry.
To me, Rogue will set up well for Guy. So does he have to do the qualifier, I guess?
Yeah, he would if you wanted to.
Yeah. For me, if Justin gets top 3, it proves nothing. We still have a long time. And from what I saw at the games, like there's something there that we have to fix. And maybe he can rev the engines for a short period with Rogue. But that doesn't prove anything to me. Yeah.
So you don't give him any credit if he beats Vellner and Adler, and Ricky's not doing Rogue, right?
I don't think it's worth it. Like he's still only 4 months out. He'll be 6 months out from shoulder surgery.
Unless you're really confident.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is hurt yourself doing something like this.
It'd be great PR for him. Like I would love it if he did it, but like you're saying, I don't think that is the juice worth the squeeze.
If Justin beat Vellner, if he beat Canada, anybody who shows up from Canada, that does nothing for you.
Justin, not right now. Not right now. It would be cool in the moment. Like kudos to you. You put it together for this thing. But like I think whatever he's dealing with mentally, and I think it's mental more than it is physical. We got a lot of months until the games, and that shit can creep back up on you. And I think that's what he'd have to battle through.
I disagree, man. Rogue, I value Rogue higher than anything else except the games. To me, how you perform at Rogue or in certain events, right? Like Annie destroyed the mule. If y'all remember the mule, it's deadlifts and burpee pull-ups. From then on, every single deadlift workout I thought Annie would be good at, and Annie was good at every deadlift workout there ever was. So Justin was second on the mule. So I know Justin doesn't have a deadlift weakness. So like you take things from certain events. Rogue to me is way more indicative of how they'll place at the games. Than semifinals, than the Open, than quarterfinals. I value it over everything except the actual games.
If it were anything else, anyone else, I'd agree with you. This is a particular case that I disagree with you on, and it's more mental than it is physical. If he does it, that's amazing. but it
You
doesn't.
don't think he's overcoming mental battles doing that?
No, because you can convince yourself anything for a short time. But if he's struggling with training, you can do that for 3 months. You can't do that for a year.
You're not going to beat Jeff and Vellner if you're doing that though during training.
Yeah,
so I'm just telling you how I think, man.
If he comes out and finishes 10th again, like that's not a good space to come back and fight for the podium next year. Like something would have to drastically change, in my opinion.
And he knows that going in. So do you go at all?
That's a great point. I don't think Justin should go. I think Justin should lock himself in a basement, and him and Knifer should just train in a dungeon and not leave, and Ellie's not allowed in the dungeon. That's what I think they should do. Not that there's nothing wrong with Ellie. Ellie's in the room above the dungeon. They're still talking, right? She still gets to give him food in the dungeon. She's just not allowed in the dungeon. Okay, it's not. It's two different things. That's what I think they should do, though. I don't think he should do rogue. He's one of the ones, Tyler, I would 100% think you need to just get right and then freaking unleash the monster that you know you are.
Yeah, the Tony Tone said that Savon asked Ricky Mack on his show, and Chugs is saying that I think he said at the same time that he's planning on trying the qualifier. So that'd be pretty wild. But we'll see. We'll see how well that shoulder's doing with that, because taking a look at the workouts themselves.
We went off track real hard.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. Workout 1 in 16 minutes. The first 8 is a bind of 200 double unders, then an AMRAP of 4 clusters at 185, 125, 8 bar muscle ups, a 2-minute rest from 8 to 10 minutes, and then 6 minutes to find a 3-rep max overhead squat from the rack.
Shoulder death. This is going to be terrible.
I think Ricky's going to be great at this. We talk about him doing it individually. Like Ricky's best lift, his greatest lift is overhead squat. He loves it. Okay. He's very good at it. I think he couldn't ask for a better, like the max lift. I know you use your shoulders during this, but if he can use his shoulders, they're not pressing. They're just locked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's an extreme lockout position. I mean, that might be the only thing we need to see from him to know if he's okay. Like this workout alone is a statement to that. I mean, that's a ton of volume on your shoulders, and then you're going into it's a short amount of time, but it's dense on your shoulders. Yeah. And then you go into a 3-rep max overhead squat. That's going to be crazy. It's too bad we don't get to see that in person. That'd be cool to watch.
Yeah, that would be a fun one. Because I wanted to see the 3-rep max overhead squat at the games as one of the workouts.
If it wasn't for workout 3, I would have given the qualifier a crack, because they're all really good for me except workout 3. Workout 3 is an automatic. John's not going to do good.
Sarah Cooper explained the cluster again. John, you want to explain that one?
It's just clean into a thruster. So basically single thrusters. Yeah, basically single thrusters, because your first thruster is a clean into a thruster. You're not allowed to go back down. A cluster.
Thruster from the floor every rep.
Yeah, you got to do the clean every single time. I doubt people are touching going that. You'd be stupid if you are. But yeah, it's basically just 4 singles of a thruster with 185.
Yeah. Who do you think has a shot at doing pretty well at this? I mean, Tyler or John, you said if Ricky is healthy, this is kind of up his alley.
And just part B. I mean, Colton will murder this. I almost think Colton will win this one. Clusters, like his 185 is nothing for him, and he's going to be able to crank those reps faster than everybody else that's doing it. 8 bar muscle ups. He's got gymnastics for days. I think part A, I think Colton could win part A, and part B, I'm not sure. because there could be some freaks out there that I just don't know about in overhead squat.
Yeah. Anyone from this list here that really stands out?
Bronislaw could win Part B. But are we just going to leave Part B aside? It's just a max out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Hopper do it?
Dude, I mean, he didn't get paid anything. He might just do it to get money. Because he didn't get nothing from the game, right? Say he goes out there and he gets fourth, right?
$4,500.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's it. That's all fourth place.
It's not even enough to pay for the trip, really.
What's third place get?
Third place? Wait, that's what Jason got at the games.
Oh, at the games. At the games.
Yeah, at the games. Sorry.
You want me to effort it, Brian, or you got it?
Yeah, the prize purse. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes out there and he gets fourth, then he's did a minimum wage job all year.
$35,000.
Yeah, I think it's worth it for him.
He's guaranteed to make more than he did at the games.
Well, is he? Oh yeah, he is. Wow.
And that's right now. If Bitcoin goes crazy, that could double, right?
Are they still giving Bitcoin out?
Yeah, they're still doing the Bitcoin.
I appreciate it.
275,000 of Bitcoin purchased at 16,000 per coin.
We need to invest in something else. What's the newest crypto?
There will never be another.
Is cryptocurrency done?
No, I mean crypto is continuing to go, but there will never be another king. It's gonna be Bitcoin forever.
Isn't Bitcoin done?
There are ebbs and flows to markets. This is a long conversation. Do you go if I'm Jason's coach, I'm sending his ass.
Matt?
Yeah.
Is Marconi his coach?
Yes.
Because after that hard work pays off video, I don't think Matt talks to anybody except Katrin.
I'm going to send him.
Did that not feel like awkward to y'all?
I didn't watch that.
Which one? Was it the recent one or the one?
Yeah, the recent one.
I didn't see it.
It was like behind the scenes or something, right?
Hard work pays off behind the scenes, but it's just Matt and Katrin the entire time. And the only time I see Jason is he's sitting next to Matt in the stands. Matt screaming his head off for Katrin and Jason just twiddling his thumbs. Like it felt awkward. But maybe I don't know the what's it called?
Yeah, it may not be the dynamic. I mean, if Marconi has been working with Hopper all year, maybe it just make sense to do that. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, I send him like.
I think Hopper should go then. Yeah.
If you have a mean dad who made you practice after a game because you screwed something up, like run it again. I'm sending him. You're going again. You're better than this. Go. Anyway, that's just me though.
Yeah.
Go.
Anybody on the women's side that kind of suits? I mean, Olivia will probably do well in the overhead squat, as kind of obvious, but
the actual workout.
Yeah.
Are we talking like not
Christine?
the good people?
Anybody? I mean, it has to be 16 or worse, right? Because that's the only ones that have to do the qualifier.
Gotcha. I think Jamie Simmons will do good at the first part. She can cycle that weight, and I don't see anybody having. I think the gymnastics come into play more on the women's side, on the bar muscle ups, who can hold 8 the entire time on any kind of an AMRAP. People will be limited by the gymnastics.
I think Bethany Flores, I know she's technically qualified, but if she did it, I think she'd do pretty well at it.
Yeah.
Because you don't you're gonna drop all those, right? You're not gonna go touch and go.
No.
Right. Yeah. No.
That'd be disaster.
It'd be
she doesn't have to worry about the bending in the touch and go situation. So
Shelby Neal will be good at the first workout. It might be heavy for Elisa, but I mean maybe not. I don't know. So weights for women are a little hard if you don't know everything about them, because some women can cycle 95% of their max forever. And
what's the weight for the women?
125.
125. No, she'd be all right.
Well, I know you think that, but across an 8-minute AMRAP over and over and over again, like it stacks up.
Yeah. I think where she's short, the range of motion, like 125 over her head is not very far. I would like her for. I would pick her. Maybe not to win, but to do well in the workout.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she's going to do well in the bar muscle ups. Period. You know, she's
She's
not slinging. She's not slinging as much weight as like Christine. You know, body weight on the bar muscle ups. So it's going to save her on that.
You're right.
I never doubt her anymore. Every time I think she's cut, she always makes it. So.
On the women's side, what about Danny? Do we think she does it?
Probably. I mean, Danny loves road. There's always going to be a couple of. If she makes it, there will always be 2 events that she wins.
Mm-hmm.
Is she the celebrity? You know, the celebrity shot they give her. Like they just give her a spot. They jump over like 6 people and give her a spot.
No, she's not. She's not Annie. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, she's not as well liked.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the women's side, other than Bethany. I mean, maybe Annie was dealing with something, kind of an injury, but beyond that, I don't think anybody else was kind of hurt like the men's side. So I could see most of the women accepting their invite this year versus last year, whereas the men basically all accepted theirs.
How does Emma Carey doing this?
Well, she's got an invite, so it doesn't matter.
No, but I mean, if she does that workout, how would she?
I think she would beat everybody, but I think Laura Horvath would too. Like, there's no,
right?
You know what I mean? She's just better than those girls.
Mm-hmm. Workout 2, down and back chipper with a 50 calorie row, 25 toes to bar, 25 sandbag over his shoulder, 150, 100. 50 box step overs with 50, 35 pound dumbbells, and then back to the sandbag, toes to bar, and calorie row. Sandbag. So not the first to announce it, but JR had the sandbag in his qualifier.
He did.
But yeah, I did that workout. Did you do it? Did you do the sandbag qualifier workout?
The Crash Crucible qualifier?
Yeah.
No, I was going to do the qualifier, the whole thing, because I think I had a decent shot at actually making that competition. I wouldn't do well when I made it, but I think I could be like, I think I could have like Danny Spiegeled my way in just because the events were very good for me. No, I hurt my back doing a yoke. I had never yoked before. And we got a yoke at the gym, and I was like, well, let's max it out. Let's see what we got. And then, we maxed it out, and
couldn't walk the next day, huh?
And like it was funny. I was fine with 600. I was fine. Walked it like nothing. The next jump up that we did, right, and I was the only one doing it at this point, but I was like, let's just throw it on there, F it, right? And then choppy steps, like ribs felt like they were breaking. Like it was like everything changed, and we were just going 25 feet. So I got it up. I'm like, I'm not going to not go 25 feet. And then I went 25 feet, and I felt my like back and ribs for like the next 5 days. And like I tried to warm up, and like there was 3 days until the qualifier, till I had to start doing the workouts. And I started warming up for snatch, and I was like, and my back hurt with 135, and I was like, I'm just not gonna do it. like this sucks because I thought it'd be fine, and I freaking, I was down. I just didn't do anything for like 5 days. It broke me down. So found out that you can't just jump into a max yoke. You got to train it a little bit, which is good to know because if that ever comes up, I'll have trained it a little bit, right?
One of the first times I hurt my back was with the yoke, and it was like right at the 600 pound mark. I think that it's that point, like your body, you have to like really wind it in. Your ego shit.
Yeah, it wasn't an ego thing. I just wanted to see if I could do it. And I did it, and then it broke me back.
That workout, but I was going to say about that crash workout, it was fun. It was hard.
It does look fun.
It was fun. It snuck up on you. The handstand walk actually was a lot harder, I think, because of the shoulders.
Way more of a handstand walk workout than a sandbag workout. Yeah.
Well, the sandbag just wore your shoulders out, like pulling everything up this high. And then you go into the handstand walk and you're like, wow, I can't handstand walk. And I'm a good handstand walker.
I bet a lot of people felt unbalanced too, because you tend to float to a side.
Yeah, I made sure I was even. I made sure I was even the whole way through. I texted JR before and I was like, hey, is it dumb? I feel like it's dumb to go touch and go. And he goes, I would not advise it.
Yeah.
On the sandbag?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel if you want to make it, you have to go touch and go the whole time.
I think guys who did well got into the 9s. I know we're talking about a workout that nobody knows about, but I think like after reviewing it afterwards, I was like, you would have to go really fast the first 3 rounds. I think touch and go was the only way to do it. So
to qualify, I think it's a have to, because there are going to be guys who can just do it, man, who can just handstand walk, and it doesn't matter. There's freaks out there.
We're 40 minutes in, and we're on 2 workouts in.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's we got a long, like, you keep asking who's going to do good. I mean, the same people are going to do good, Brian. None of these people matter. Okay. We get to the real thing. None of these people matter.
No one matters.
Nobody matters.
Chandler qualified through the qualifier last year.
That's great for Chandler. He gets an invite this year. Who else?
I do like this workout though. It's going to suck.
This is the hardest workout of the whole thing. By far. They did it akin to the Rogue workout, I think in 2020, the one when it was online. The sandbag box step overs, the D-ball box step overs. That's what the chat was saying.
Yeah.
Not close. 50 sandbags over the shoulder. And what over the shoulder means is you can't touch and go it. You have to redo it every time.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting halfway through the workout, you've done 50 burpee or box step overs with those dumbbells, and it's like, oh, good, I'm halfway through, and then you have to look at the sandbag again. You're just like, oh my God.
You know who I think would murder this workout, and like might beat everybody right now is Rich.
Really?
I feel like Rich could just keep doing. Reason why is because you have to go over the shoulder and re-pick it up every time. I think if guys could touch and go it, then people would just go faster than him, because people are fitter than him. They just go faster than him. But as far as just continuing to pick it up and grind, like it's his number one thing, man. Like it's barbell cycling, heavy barbell cycling, just singling out and never stopping. This is the same thing, but it breaks you down a little bit more. I just think he could just keep doing it at the same pace and get through 50 faster than everybody else.
I think Travis Mayer has a good shot at this one.
I do too.
Yeah. You know what? I think Travis
Mayer
would make the top 5.
Top 5 market.
On this workout?
Yeah.
There we go. That's what the shirt's for. It's for the qualifier and road.
And then I would like him for this workout, especially for the box step overs. He's tall. Those are going to be easier than they would be for somebody like Colton. I would like him for this workout.
My biggest concern about this is if they review the video, making sure it actually goes over your shoulder. Like it's so easy to throw it off to the side and then count it.
Well, that and like you do this weird shoulder dip thing where it's like it's going over you, but you're like kind of torqued over. I meant to ask JR about that before the qualifier, because they did video review. I was like, man, how hard was that to freaking judge?
Yeah.
For the record, Tyler, Travis is better than everybody that is going to do this qualifier. Okay?
Travis should have been there last year, but
yeah. I wonder if he's going to do the qualifier. Would you if you were him? No, he's going to. Or he just got back from Spain.
Did he do Madrid?
He's doing the Madrid. That's in September.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're fit, why not?
He could do it. Yeah, he's had all this time off. He should be fresh and ready to go.
He should be like Chandler. You know what I mean? And peak for Rogue.
Yeah.
Because Chandler missed the games, then wonderful at Rogue. Like that's what. Like Chandler's very good at that. I think, and they're close together. I bet you he does it. Then I bet he has a very good showing at Rogue. Gets like 5th. And just feeds into your hype train.
I hope so.
I could 100% see that happening. Can't you see it, Spin?
100%. They sell more shirts that way too. Third workout, 3 rounds for time of a dumbbell suitcase carry lunge, 20 doubles press, and 3 legless rope climbs.
These are all terrible.
Ricky is going to destroy this workout. I take that back that Travis is better. I forgot Ricky was doing it. He's not as good as Ricky, but I think Ricky will destroy this workout. I think Colton honestly is going to destroy this workout. I know it's 3 legless rope climbs, but out of the people who are doing it, they're not going to be these freaking monsters that just get up there in 5 seconds. And Colton can keep doing it. He can do touch and go legless, right? It's not like he's just slower than the top 10 people in the world.
But he's going to be faster at devil's press, which is I think
that's what I'm saying.
Important. Yeah, it's much more important in this workout for sure. Now the lunges, he's going to lose maybe a step or two on people, but besides that,
I don't think the lunges are going to matter at all.
I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to go faster than the lunges because you got weights. Like he's just going to move faster.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think that it's going to come down to, in my opinion, the devil's press like that.
Yeah.
Doing 60 of those, like it's really easy to give up a second or two per rep. And
it's another thing where, like you're saying, John, like your people's ability, some people just have a great ability on devil's press to just go through them and not slow down, just constant, same pace the whole way through. And those are the dudes who are going to win this because 3 legless rope climbs is going to be not that bad. I mean, in the last round, it will be, especially on the devil's press, because you're going to be fatigued through 2 rounds of that.
Your grip's going to start to give out really, really bad.
Yeah. And the fourth workout.
This is my favorite one.
10 through 1. Strict wall-facing handstand push-ups and snatch with ascending weights up to 245, 165.
I just like it.
It'll be it.
18-minute cap. I was getting ready to say you're going to need it.
Yeah, this one's.
It's not squat.
No, it doesn't say that.
The snatches are going to move really, really.
It reminds me of the open workout.
Squat.
It reminds me of the open workout.
A little bit.
The one with the toes bar or something.
The 23.3 the handstand push-ups.
Oh yeah.
You had to beat the clock.
And then the double unders and the snatch.
Just not so many handstand push-ups.
I mean, technically, it's more.
It's a lot.
It's 55.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. The open workout was so much less.
Yeah.
This is gonna be hard. I've said that on every single one of them.
Oh, I mean, I saw these. I'm like, man, these are legit online workouts. Which if they're doing the C, which if you haven't seen, they're doing it with the street parking crew. They're going to do a community one. It's probably for the rest of us, but this is for the elite of the elite.
I love this workout, man. This one's my favorite one.
Of course you do. You're good at both of these things.
It looks fun. Does it not look fun?
I saw you doing the wall facing handstand push-ups onto some plates on your story today. Was that yesterday or today?
I think it was yesterday.
And we all know you can snatch, so it makes sense that this would be your favorite.
Tyler, if you could snatch the last weight, don't you not think this is a fun workout?
I would love this workout, but I can't. I'm not going to get past the third barbell. So
okay, I'm saying if it ended,
it would be super fun.
Would you not think it's a fun workout? That's what I'm looking at right now.
The third bar is gonna. I think no matter who you are, that's where it's gonna hit you in the face because that's a lot of snatching. It's a lot of shoulders to that point. I mean, John, you're talking about 8 and 7 handstand push-ups. And then 8 and 7 snatches at 185. That's a ton of volume on your shoulders.
No, not in the snatches. The handstand push-ups, yeah. The handstand push-ups are going to catch up to everybody. I think you're going to have to manage those very, very smart, no matter who you are. If you're Colton and you can just go unbroken and you can, cool. But I think for the most part, everybody's going to have to manage those a lot. The snatches are not very much volume at all. Like it's 55 snatches, right?
At ascending weight though. I mean,
7 snatches at 185. It's not, especially if you're powering, it's not that much. You think for these guys, all of these guys can snatch a lot.
But I'm thinking through what you have.
15 at 185 alone.
Yeah, you got 34.
But you have a break.
Handstand push-ups in between.
A break while you're doing handstand push-ups.
Your shoulders are not going to fail on that. Your explosiveness might fail. I think it's way more about the handstand push-ups than the snatching.
Oh, see, I think it's about the snatch to me, but I'm the complete opposite athlete. Like I would have to focus on that.
But the people who are doing this workout,
right? I know,
are more like me than you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But it's just, I wouldn't sleep on that shoulder fatigue throughout this. And then, like, you're really going to have to start honing in around 225. Like, yeah, those dudes can power sets that. Do you think their explosivity will go away by the 4 and 3 at 225?
I mean, I think some of them it will, sure.
Because then then it's going to get more shoulder dominant. You're going to have to pull under the bar more.
And I could be wrong because it ends at 245, and if it ends at 245, that to me doesn't sound super heavy as an ending weight of ascending snatches. Like it ends at that. That's the last weight. That's a max out weight, right? Most competitions it ends at 265.
Yeah.
Right. Like 245. Like a lot of people can snatch that. It's not a lot.
This has
for these guys. For these guys, right?
This has
go ahead.
This has Rich written all over it. He 100% had something to do with making this workout.
I mean,
well, last year it was Bridges and
Spieler.
Yeah, they didn't write this one. I bet Will Morad would do really well at this workout.
Will would do. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be.
You seen the comments again?
No, somebody was asking.
Can you tell them, Christine, this is way more about the handstand push-ups and the snatches. Them snatches ain't nothing for people.
Yeah, she's a great snatcher. So of course she's
gonna
say that.
So it looks like she's gonna do it. It's good. Yeah, this one's gonna be good. So what order do you guys try to push this in? Like if you're gonna do this, like, and you have 4 days, maybe
you would do one a day.
Yeah.
Go back to three again.
3 is the rope climb one. What is 2? That's the big chipper. I think I do that one last. I do workout 2 last.
You can do one and you
do one first because you're maxing out. You do one first because you have the overhead squat max out.
Yeah.
Workout 2 is last. And then nothing's going to affect 3 because it's just grip.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like your muscles don't, like if you have sore muscles, you could still do 3. Your muscles aren't going to be sore. I'm gonna do 4 and then I'm gonna do 3. 3 is gonna be.
I'm gonna do one 4, probably 3 2.
4 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 2 is gonna be 2. Yeah, I agree. 1 4 2 3.
Oh, 2 3.
Yeah. 3 2 2 3.
3 2.
Or 3 2 3 2. 1
Yeah.
4 3 2. 1 4 3 2. Yeah.
Christine, I've done a lot of 10 to 1 WF.
Wall facing handstand
Wall
push-ups.
facing, okay. In combination with various movement, I've always been able to do them unbroken.
So Tyler's just a punk, is what you're saying.
So give Christine the win on this one.
Yeah, I think she's gonna do well.
She's got as good a shot of as anybody. I mean, I think if you can power snatch the last bar, then you have
go a long way.
good shot at winning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good workout for figuring out who you want to get there. So that'd be a good one. Any chance Colton doesn't qualify after looking at all these?
No, bro.
No, these are all great for him.
Yeah.
Period. These are just great workouts for anybody. I think, like, just testing athletes in general, these are great.
Speaking of testing athletes in general.
What does somebody pop?
What, John?
No, that leads us into our next category, right? I'm setting you up, Brian. I'm trying to move us along.
He just wants to talk about his thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not my thing. I'm excited to talk about this.
You're excited. All right.
In the text thread, there were 40 messages, and 38 of them were for John.
I'm excited to talk about it.
Very
I'm excited to see what you guys have.
So I came up with a couple. So John, do you want to explain, since this was kind of your idea of something to cover?
Okay. All of us were tasked. Yes, I did task them with this, but all of us were tasked with coming up with 5 metrics each. So we each have 5 different metrics of what we think would make a good checklist for a competitive CrossFitter. Meaning, if we could put everybody through these 5 metrics, the best person would have the 5 best metrics. Okay, kind of like the combine. The combine has a 40-yard dash, a bench press, a 3-cone, blah, blah, blah. Like that, we have 5 different metrics, and each of us came with a different set that would test a competitive CrossFitter. Yep. And this can be a workout, it can be a max out, it can be a run, it can be a row, it can be anything you want it to be, but you get 5 different metrics. And we all came up with 5 different ones.
I came up with 3.
But the thing was 5, Brian.
I came up with 1, and I'm going to feel out the rest as I go.
They're 3 good ones though.
And then once we talk about the metrics, we're going to give blind numbers, and the other 2 guys have to guess who the person is. Like, you were tasked with coming up with that person's numbers of your metrics, and then you guys in the chat can guess who it is too.
All right.
So, do you want me to go first?
You have the most, so we'll start with you.
Okay. So my metrics were, and are you able to find a way to like write this down?
Go one by one. Let's just go one by one and circle through them.
Well, I'm saying, like, I think you need all 5 of my metrics to complete what I think would make a good CrossFitter, and then you can
you want to pick the CrossFitter? Okay, I see.
You see what I'm saying? And then, so my metrics were friendly Fran, a 20-minute bike test, average watts, and then 30 ring muscle ups, a 1 rep max front squat, and then Nasty Nancy. Those were my 5.
Friendly Fran, 20-minute watt test, 30 ring muscle ups for time.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty Nancy, and I missed one.
And a 1 rep max front squat.
It's Pat.
It sounds like 2020.
3 of those are from 2020.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because wait, you guys, there's not a name to it. I haven't given you anybody. I'm going to give like the times of these, and you can guess the person.
So why did you pick a 20-minute max watt test on a bike, or average watt?
Because I think this test is endurance plus power together. And like the person, so for instance, the best 2 guys at this, I think, would be Hopper and Roman. The best girl, you know what I mean, would probably be somebody like Laura. Like, it combines power and endurance, probably gives a bias to the power side. Like, Koski is a very good bike rider, right? Mm-hmm. He probably is not going to have the highest watts. Somebody like Roman would beat him, but he would have the highest watts out of all the guys that are Koski's size. Does that make sense? And then 30 ring muscle ups. I think if you are the best at 30 ring muscle ups, you're probably really good at most gymnastics. 1 rep max front squat. I think if you have a really good front squat, you're probably a pretty good Olympic lifter. It's hard to have one without the other. Whereas there can be snatch biases. Like, there can be snatch freaks out there that are not good at, clean and jerk or deadlift. Nasty Nancy, that's one of the hardest workouts I've ever done. I think Nasty Nancy is one of the greatest endurance tests there are, mixed with the Olympic lifting.
185 overhead squat, 3 rounds?
5 rounds. So it's 5 rounds, 400-meter run, 15 overhead squats at 185, 15 bar facing burpees.
Which is a combination of the Glassman test. That's the if we're talking about average body weight of a CrossFitter, which is about around 185.
It was back
then. Back then, yeah.
And then but that at 15, because he said 15 was the mark at your what was it? He said that was like the goal for any human to be able to do is a 15.
If you could do 15 overhead squats with your body weight, you're pretty BA.
Mhm.
That's crazy. I've done that workout a couple times, and it's even more crazy to think back about now that I think about it.
And then Friendly Fran is a very fast burner. I think Friendly Fran is the elite version of what Fran used to be. I think like what Fran used to be, people said, what's your Fran time? That deemed like how fit you were at like CrossFit burners. I think that's Friendly Fran for the pro athletes, like the games people. Okay. So is there any way you can write, like we can see a screen, Brian, so people can see all 5 numbers at once?
No.
Where you can just type it. You don't have an Excel sheet where you can't
I
do
don't
that?
I don't have that.
No.
All right, let me see if I can pull
I will
something
say,
up.
I thought that'd be really easy to do. Okay.
While
All
he
right.
figures this
What
out,
do
I
you
will
got?
say, I wanted to say, John, we agree about very little, it seems like most of the time. I will not disagree with you about these workouts. I think you really picked good workouts. It's hard for me to change anything because, like, the first one I wanted to change was the front squat, and I was like, I want to change the back squat, but when I was thinking about it, I was like, when I think about Olympic lifting, it's hard to test those without doing an Olympic lift, and I don't think that that's fair. And the front squat's a really good way to test both strength and skill. And so I like pretty much every single workout you picked. I think that the 20-minute bike test is really a neat test because I agree it does test endurance in a way that almost nothing else tests it, and it hurts so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's way harder than running, I think, and so I love that as an endurance test.
And you have Nancy as an endurance test too.
Yeah,
okay,
especially in the running end. That's heavy legs for sure. But anyway, okay, here we go.
All right, John.
That way you can keep these side by side, and it'll be funny. It's funny who is the best thing. So it's not a catch-all, okay? Because like the best athlete on here is not the fittest athlete. I did 5 different guys. All right.
Okay.
So okay, Friendly Fran, you ready? 405. 20-minute bike test, very good. I couldn't find one for him. So he would be very good at it.
He would be very good. Okay.
Yeah. 30 ring muscle ups, sub 215. I couldn't find a ring muscle ups for him, so sub 215. Okay. Front squat max 367. And this was back a couple years ago. I'm pretty sure he can clean this now. So just think this was him a couple years ago. And Nasty Nancy 1743. Okay,
is this all one person or are these separate?
Yeah, that's
people?
one person. Who do you think this is?
I immediately pulled up the 2020 games.
Well, that's cheating.
Well, you can't cheat, Tyler.
It's cheating. So we know that the scores are up there.
But it's not. It's not somebody who was in 2020.
Yeah, we got a lot of Riches and Frasers. We got a Ricky.
Is it
Sporty Beth?
Noah?
You rolling with Noah?
I'm rolling with Noah.
Okay, spin.
I'm going with Pat.
You going with Pat?
That's never a good bad. Yeah.
It's Ricky Garrard.
Ricky.
I think for the record, I think Noah is capable of every single one of these. Maybe not an answer, might not.
So to put this in perspective, Fraser's Nasty Nancy time was 1750. Okay, just to put that in perspective, and that was the fastest Nasty Nancy time there was. Don't put that up there.
No.
So
next person, ready? And you just fill them out next to it. Put Ricky on top so people know. Ricky Mack.
Ricky Mack. Why is that a thing?
All right, ready? Okay, 410. All right, average. Well, you can't find 20-minute bike tests in these guys, okay?
No. Even though they've all done it.
Sub 215. Yeah. And so for 30 ring muscle ups, if you're sub 215, you're very good, right?
Yeah, because that's like one break, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 437 on the front squat. And then Nasty Nancy, he was, where's he at? 1819. All right, who do you think?
I can't say I know who it is.
Because you cheat.
Tyler, stop cheating. What is the fun if you're going to cheat?
Yeah. BKG.
Why do you think BKG?
Just my guess of front squat.
You think he can front squat 437, bro?
Who can front squat 437?
Not BKG.
Yeah, I don't think he can front squat 437.
Who is it?
437 is a lot. To put this in perspective, Fraser front squatted 425.
Yes.
I actually, looking at this now, I can't believe that he front squatted 437. That's freaking
strong,
nuts.
Man. His legs are really, really strong.
Tetlow?
It's Justin.
Justin Medeiros.
Medeiros.
Yeah, 20-minute bike test would be below average for Tetlow. And he ain't running that fast, Brian. Yeah, I think Nasty Nancy, he's not running that fast.
Yeah.
All right, I'm turning. I switched it off because I don't want to.
You want to cheat anymore?
I have numbers for almost everything on this guy. All right.
Do you have any women?
Yeah, I have women. I'll do.
Okay.
I thought we do women after 425 on Friendly Fran. 330, which I think I would attribute to average. Okay.
That sounds awful.
Really? You should go try it.
No, I'm saying that sounds like that would be very difficult to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're saying that's average?
I would say most CrossFit Games athletes can do that. Like the peak, like the top 20. I bet you 10 of them can do this, and I bet 5 of them can do 360, and 2 of them can be 400 plus 400.
Okay, no, I'm confusing myself because I did I think a 10-minute or 15-minute test here recently, and it wasn't that. And I was
what was your average?
I think I got 170 in 10 minutes
you're
or something.
doing it wrong, then, man.
In 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, you're doing it way wrong. I'm around 3. I'm close to 300
in 10 minutes.
I'm saying a 20-minute watt test. Average watts.
I know. Oh, watts. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing calories and I'm fucking this all up. Sorry.
All right. Sub 3 minutes. So not as good at muscle ups, right? Nasty Nancy time is 1947. And 1 rep max front squat is 413. So now for the crowd, like you have numbers here that you can compare. And I would say 330, just to give you an idea, 330 I would say is average for a top 10 CrossFit Games athlete. So he's not as good at Friendly Fran as Justin or Ricky. He's worse at muscle ups. He's worse at Nasty Nancy. And he's stronger than Ricky. I think Ricky beat him by 2.5 minutes on Nasty Nancy, which is all endurance, but this is a hard one.
I have no idea.
I'm just saying Rome.
Okay.
He's too long. He's too long to be good
the
at
bike test. I said the bike test is average. You don't think Roman would be better?
I guess he would probably be better at that. I think he's not going to be as good at Nancy. He's definitely not as strong as
Brent is a great guess. Honestly, I don't know what Brent's numbers are. I didn't pull him. Brent is a fantastic guess for these type of things, though. This is Sam Quant.
He's pretty good.
All right, you want to do a girl?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Friendly Fran, 547. 20-minute bike, 300. That's a guess. Okay. On the bike, I think I would just say the best one. which probably gives it away. 30 ring muscle ups, 306. 1 rep max, 300 on the front squat. Nasty Nancy, 2353.
Damn, that's a crazy jump.
So to put that in perspective, that's 5 minutes slower than the first woman. Okay. So it's, think about that. She's not the most in a Nasty Nancy.
Danny?
Spiegel? That's a decent guess. Chug says Laura.
Is that a good guess or not?
Who, Danny?
Or Laura?
Laura is the correct guess. And then what's really going to throw you for a loop here, so I'm going to give you this girl, okay? And then you're going to find out that these aren't the greatest of tests. I like them a lot, but now knowing what we know, Friendly Fran time, 4:56. 20-minute bike, good. Not as good as Laura, but good. 30 ring muscle ups, 352. 1 rep max, 230. Nasty Nancy, 1816.
Haley?
Emma with
Dryer Dagger, her front squat is not from 2020. It's from another time. She has gotten stronger. I tried to get the most recent ones.
Is it Emma?
Lawson?
Carrie.
It's a good guess.
I'm doing Haley.
Haley's a great guess. You don't think Haley's better at muscle ups than that?
No.
It's Katrin.
Ding, ding, ding. It's
Katrin.
I didn't cheat, by the way. I promise.
No, the ring muscle up thing probably gave it away.
It was the front squat. To me, I was just.
I wouldn't say
that's such a bad front squat.
But so now look at the differences here. Katrin crushes Laura in Friendly Fran. Obliterates her, is waiting on her, has recovered, drinked. You don't have to do that, Brian.
Yeah, but I'm looking at how they compare. Oops. I don't know what I did. There we go.
But the difference in the type of athlete that they are, and we know Laura is the fittest woman in the world, and in the two workouts, Katrin's so much better. Not just a little bit better, but so much better than Laura. So it's not, you can't, I think 5 tests is hard, but these were the 5 I picked, and then I tried to look at this stuff after. I have Vellner's numbers too, and one other guy. Vellner is like worse than everybody. He's like the worst one if you do these numbers, which is crazy.
That's interesting.
It just depends on John, in my head, as soon as you said it, like I said in the text thread, he texted us and said he wanted to do this. And I was like, this is a huge topic because this is something I've been thinking about for a long time. I think the longer the sport exists, the more we're going to start doing like scouting things. And it's like we need standards that we can look at athletes. And I don't think this is a bad start. Like if you had athletes do this over the course of like a week or 2 weeks or something, you could get like a really good picture. But it's like
you could get definitive numbers. Ricky's
here's the
squat is
problem.
higher than that, right? And we don't know how
These are
numbers. Go ahead.
These are gym events. They're semifinals events, but that doesn't necessarily pick games performance. And a lot of times, semifinals performance doesn't pick games performance at all. And so it's hard. It's hard to nail down stuff when you only use gym tests. But I don't think it's a bad place to start. Like this is a really, really great place to start. Obviously for Pat, it's not, but for the rest of these guys, I think it is.
Yeah.
And there are anomalies too. But what metrics did you guys use? Because I'm more interested to see what y'all picked out.
So I did it a little differently than you. I don't have a list of athletes that have the same thing. So I had 4 in mind. I had written down 3, but I'll say the 4th one after thinking about it as you're going through. My first one is the standard from 2019.
Beautiful test.
So 30 clean and jerks, 30 ring muscle ups, 30 snatch for time. So
all around tests.
Yeah, I think that one is. If you're good at that, you're probably good at CrossFit. 23.1/14.4. So that's the 60 calorie row, 50 toes to bar, 40 wall balls, 30 cleans, 20 ring muscle ups. And so kind of a well-rounded gymnastics test in there.
I like that one, considering I beat John at it this year. So
Can,
this is a decent test so far.
And then since I had a lot of gymnastics in that last one and Olympic lifting, I went with the CrossFit total for overall strength. So I was thinking of it as events. Like, can we do three events or whatever that kind of fit that? And then the fourth one would be a 5K run.
Okay.
A real 5K run.
That hits everything.
And so like, I looked at it more of what do you need to be good, right? Like at the top level, and guys need to be basically both men and women need to be below 9 on the standard. Men need to get to, so 37 of the games athletes this year got at least 261 reps on 23.1.
That's into the toes to bar, correct?
So it's into the toes to bar. It's at least one toes to bar. And 21 women got 235 plus reps. So that was basically a top 50. So if you were good at that, you were probably good at the games. And then the CrossFit total, you need about 1,200 pounds on the men. That's about 10th place, and 800 to get 13th on the women. So 5K, it's tough because they didn't run a 5K, but
I would say sub 20.
A 5-ish K.
Yeah.
If you run sub 20, then you're probably in good enough.
You're in the hunt for it. Yeah. So so I kind of looked at it differently from you. I wasn't looking at a specific athlete and how they did, but what could you look at from a test perspective that would be a good, well-rounded?
Yeah, no, that was a great mini games, Brian.
Yeah.
You see what I was trying to go for though?
I did. It's a lot easier when you talk about it versus on text.
Right. Like that's what I was like. I was excited to see what y'all, not so much events, but and then you could have your place or whatever they did in that time, and we see who stacks up randomly. We don't know how they're going to stack up. Vellner, I'm telling you, is the worst looking one with those 5 tests, and we know he's not. So it's fun to see.
Yeah.
It would be cool if they could, like, if we had like a set of 5 workouts and they could kind of like cherry pick, like, hey, guys, just do a couple. Like, we don't care if you do all of them, just do a couple, whichever ones you want to sandbag. Like if you just want to like really cherry pick and do like a 5K run and you're really good at that's cool. Like I think like if Haley did it, we know you're not going to do well in the front squat, so it's fine. We want to know what the top can do. Those would be really useful data points.
Just have data.
Well, I mean, Barkley and I have been talking about it for 2 years of doing a combine for CrossFit athletes. It's just so hard because the things we test are so difficult, and then how do you convince athletes to do it and all that stuff. So, but anyway, it's funny to me because this tends to be the way I believe in programming, because we test CrossFit in the open, we test CrossFit in quarterfinals, we test CrossFit in semifinals, and I don't think that we should test it as much in the games, and that's a personal philosophy. I think we should test like single modality and maybe like some crossover stuff, some CrossFit, but for the most part, like single type events. And so that's immediately what my head did. John started asking this question. I'm thinking back squat. Now I'm like definitely front squat. I think 30 ring muscle ups was definitely a test that I wanted to do. And then I started thinking about like an endurance test. And I was like, running doesn't seem like a 5K doesn't really seem fair because some people are just great runners. And then like, well, what about Pat? Or I mean, not Pat, but what about Fikowski? Like, he's a great swimmer and he would smash everybody, but swimming's not really a fair test either. And so it's like, I almost feel like you would need like a mini triathlon. I think that would be a good test of endurance. And so it's like, for me,
what about like a 500 meter swim, rest 3 minutes, 3K run, 2-mile run, rest 3 minutes, 2K row, rest 3 minutes, 1K ski. And then your score is the total time.
It's like the other total, but the other endurance total.
But endurance, yeah. And your score and your score, and that way you'd have times for each thing individually, right? You'd have a 2K time, a 1K ski, a 2-mile run, and a 500-meter swim, and then you'd have the total time. So like Pat probably wouldn't do great in the total time, but he might have like the 5th best row and the 5th best ski, and you'd be like, see. Or like you see where he's good at endurance, where he's not at good endurance. And I mean, yeah, you won't have the ultimate 1K, 2K, 2-mile time.
But you're after endurance anyway.
But you rest 3 minutes.
Right.
So you have a general time, everybody versus everybody.
And
that's
honestly,
an endurance thing. You know what I mean? That's fun to just go, hey, let's try the endurance total. Like
if
that's
I'm trying to, it would be fun. Honestly, though, if I'm trying to guess athletes' performance, that test to me is more useful because they're resting 3 minutes. They're not totally fatigued, but they're not rested either. And so it's like that's more analogous to how they'll feel in the middle of a workout if they're doing a long run or if they're doing a swim or a row. So it's like I kind of like that to just do it like that. That I think that'd be a great test. That'd be cool.
Maybe Fit Wars should incorporate some of that. Start picking them off that way.
Right. How would we?
Who would win that? Probably Brent.
What?
The total endurance test?
That endurance, the endurance total I just reeled off.
The endurance total. We have to write that, TM that, trademark that somehow. Somebody's going to steal that, John. The total.
I just came up with it at the top of my head, man. There's a lot of stuff I came up with.
I mean, Brent Roman.
Do you think Roman can make up enough time, though, after the swim?
He's not terrible at the swim.
I know, but the swim, you just can make a lot of time up. Like, Brent's not terrible at biking, running, or skiing.
I think you'd say Jan Koski would be probably then. If you think there's that much space in the swim.
I would almost do it.
Brent's good at machines. That's the reason I'm saying that. And Koski's not the best at machines. That's the only reason I'm saying that.
Yeah. I think you have to test that though to make sure that it's not biased in one direction. That's
you'd have to pick a right time frame.
And now I would go against Z-score on this. I think you would do placement scoring. That way, like you could average it out for each one. So it's like if I take.
Go ahead.
That would save some of that.
Yeah. So it's like because they're all conflating each other. Yeah, it would. If you did placement based, it would be a lot more accurate, I think.
Yeah. And you could have a total time and then a total time minus swim, right? Because the swim is such a specialty.
It's quite different, yeah.
Because I think a 2-mile run, a 2K row, and a 1K ski shows power, shows endurance. Right?
We need to stop filming this because this would be a great thing for CrossFit to do. Like I would love to do that. It's sort of like Spartan, or it's sort of like what's the High Rocks? But it's like a CrossFit version of it. I would love to take a Saturday and go do these events. And it's like, okay, on the first quarter we do the endurance or the endurance total, and then like in the second quarter of the year we do the actual CrossFit total, and then in the third quarter we do some other tests. These would be really cool, like things we could constantly check in on. I would like that as an event. So yeah, you need to trademark that, John, really fast.
I don't know.
Well, now that we've said it, CrossFit won't do it, so we're fine.
Credit, so yeah.
That is how it works, Amos.
Yeah. All right, guys. Coming up on 8:00 Central Time. Good show. Next time we'll be back. We'll see how the Rogue Invitational pans out and see if they kind of follow our thoughts on what the order is, and see if Colton can make it. See if Christine called her shot on workout 4. So
yeah, good luck, Christine. Also, you owe me a text message, so text me back.
Go.
Why does she owe you a text message?
We're talking about some stuff. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
So in the meantime, go to vindicate.com.
Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt.
Even if it's not mine.
How long is the pre-sale?
September 1st is when the pre-sale ends.
Got plenty of time. Plenty of time.
I should say today. It ends today. Go buy it.
Go get it. Go put the promo code SPIN, get 15% off, get yourself a Travis Mayer shirt, and then keep an eye out for Barbell Spin shirts. I got Travis on it. All right, guys.
Thanks,
Later.
everybody.
Talk to you next week.